Brandon Benefield, Gerard Bonner, and Diana Michelle.
What's going on, everybody? It's Friday. You know what that means. It's time for your favorite podcast, SHW. This is our Wrestling on B Double Brandon Benefield alongside the great GB, Gerard Bonner. And, of course, you know, conspicuous by her absence here is Diana Michelle, who was trying to join us. But I'll be honest, GB, we were coming up with these technical errors when she was trying to connect. I've never actually read some of these error messages before, so I'm not quite sure what to make of that. But
sometimes technology works, sometimes it doesn't.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's a wild time. But
we've had these pop-up showers in Georgia. Maybe the weather's having a field day with our technology here. But hopefully she will be back with us next week. But in the meantime, it's we're coming up in a couple of weeks. We got SHW75 right around the corner from the Rumble Jack coming up in August. Can you believe, GB, we're coming up on the 7th annual Rumble Jack?
You know, they say time flies when you're having fun, and clearly we've had a lot of fun here in Southern Honor. I mean, the 7th Rumble Jack, that is crazy to consider. And of course, you know, we've been seeing Rumble Jack qualifiers over the last couple of months at SHW. So, now that we're getting to the show before the Rumble Jack, I imagine perhaps the field will get a little clearer as we get ready for the Rumble Jack. And I wonder, which championship will this year's winner challenge for now that they can challenge for any championship in the company? All kinds of options, all kinds of questions, and hopefully some answers will come relative to the upcoming Rumble Jack in August.
Yeah, absolutely. But again, before we get to August, we've got SHW75 coming up July 11th. Remember, it's the second Friday of July, so put that on the calendar and go ahead and make your plans. SHW74 is on IWTV if you haven't watched it already. Of course,
it looks great.
It's amazing. It's amazing.
Oh, my Lord.
We had the recap episode last week, and of course, it's there, so go ahead and check it out if you haven't already. And then make your plans to join us on July 11th. But as you've seen earlier this week, we've already had some match announcements for SHW 75. Of course, Sunny Days, Gunnar Miller, and a fans lumberjack strap match. Absolute insanity. That match is going to be crazy. But hey, big news here tonight. GB, you and I talked about this off air already, so I know we're excited to make a big announcement. Breaking news. We have a big title match coming up at SHW 75 that we're going to be talking about, the Jake the Snake Legacy Championship, and we'll be talking about that here later in the show. So some breaking news for you. And before we get to all that...
Wait. Brandon, are you still there? This whole technical difficulty situation. Brandon, can you hear me?
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the GB and BC show.
Wait. What are you doing here?
I was invited. I was invited. It was an invite, right?
Okay, I don't know what's happening right now. Brandon was just here, and for those who are listening, this is Bryce Cannon. What are you doing here?
It's the better be. Is Brandon not here? Is he
I don't see him anymore. He was here.
Perfect.
I mean, how did you end up here?
Birthday wish came early. I was, like I said, I was invited, and the frat daddy don't turn down an invitation, GB. Come on.
Who now? I know good and well Brandon didn't invite you, and Diana's not here, so I don't know where this. I didn't send the invite. Where'd that come from?
Look, if I told you, I'd have to, X you off. So
and
you
hit
may be
me.
The next one can.
Okay,
hit you with what, GB? I thought you were on Team Cannon here.
Well, I have tried very hard to be unbiased throughout this whole thing, but maybe you can answer the question now. I mean, you're here. We didn't plan for this, but what actually happened with you and Brandon and the car a year or so ago? Were you involved in that, really?
I don't even have a driver's license. I have people drive me around. I have, planes, etc. I don't drive. The only thing I drive is a golf cart. Okay. And I rarely do that. So
the footage that they had that showed a figure that looked like you, that wasn't you?
I mean, there's people that dress up like Bryce Cannon all the time. I mean, you've got a guy in the audience that has a full-on mohawk. Maybe they just didn't show the back of his head. Speculation's out there.
Wow. So okay. Why are you here? Because I mean, this was not planned at all, and I don't know. I'm trying to figure out what to do right now because I don't know why you're here.
GB, let's restart this. This is the GB and BC show. Let's calm down a little. Just take a deep breath. This is going to be a fun
Okay.
time. You don't have to worry about those other two ruining your spotlight that you so rightfully deserve. I mean, let's be
Oh
honest.
wow. Wow.
You do great things without them. Okay, so
Wow.
but speaking
Wow.
of great things, I noticed I had my people watch last week, and
Mhm.
there was a certain person like not really mentioned about the breakdown of the SHW74, and
Mhm.
it was awfully odd because you put over a certain guy who lost to the frat daddy, but yet y'all didn't mention me. Do
Well,
you have an explanation behind that?
I will say this. I know you're obviously referencing the Jake the Snake Legacy title match, which, in fairness, you did win. I mean, I'm seeing the championship draped on your arm. I don't know if you heard my commentary on that, but it's we got you. But I don't know what happened. I know we started talking about, Kyle's reign and all that he did, and I don't know if it was because, Brandon and Diana just wanted to move past it. They didn't want to mention your name, which I completely understand given their history with you. So, it moved on very, very quickly. So, but we can take this time now. You are the brand new Jake the Snake Legacy Championship. You did win the title. You defeated Kyle Matthews, who had
There we
quite the
go.
reign. What are your thoughts right now as the brand new Jake the Snake Legacy Champion?
I mean, my thoughts right now are we finally have a champion that Jake the Snake can be proud of. We have finally
Uh,
got a champion who is going to
mm,
defend his title, and he
mm.
wants. We've
Oh,
got a champion that the Southern Honor faithful can be proud of. And I mean, let's be honest, Kyle, he was great 12 years ago,
oh,
but the
wow.
frat daddy
Wow.
beat him at the last show, Southern Honor 74. So that makes me the best around. And I heard you talking about, who is the winner of the Rumble Jack going to pick. And when I win that, if I'm in it, I mean, I might take the night off that night.
Mm,
Win, or if I win that one, I'll go on to be Southern Honor heavyweight champion, Jake the Snake legacy champion. I mean, never been done before. Why not break some more history? But
well,
if by chance I'm not there and do not win that Rumble Jack, let's be honest, they're going to come after the best around and the best in Southern Honor, and that's your Jake the Snake legacy champion. So there's another answer to one of your nail biting questions there. But as far as Kyle Matthew goes and my thoughts, I mean, I beat him fair and square in the middle of that ring, just like everybody could see there. And
well,
well, I did. I hit the keg stand. He
you
was
you
laying right there,
you
flipped
you
him over.
You did, but you kind of played on everybody's emotions, right? Like I was very concerned that your leg was re-injured, understanding the year or so you were off because of the leg injury, and I was very fearful as we all were that, it resurfaced and that perhaps, this comeback would be cut off prematurely, and then all of a sudden, you duped us all. Like why did you have to go that route to defeat Kyle Matthews?
I duped you. I duped everybody. No, I slipped on a banana peel, GB. You saw that. Come on. The Southern Honor ring crew needs to wipe the ropes before every match. I mean, that is absurd that those ropes were that slippery. I slipped on a banana peel there, but what I did that most people will not do is in a dire situation where I could have just walked to the back and been helped. No, I continued fighting. I got back up and I
Mm,
finished that match and became your Jake the Snake Legacy champion. I didn't let a little slip
mm.
kill my momentum. So I didn't dupe you. I should have
Oh.
inspired you.
Oh, by any means necessary, I guess. Then, okay. Well, speaking of inspired, let me ask you this because as you were talking about becoming the Jake the Snake champion and having a champion we can be proud of, I was reminded of a moment that took you viral And that was when you got DDT'd by Jake the Snake in the middle of a Southern Honor ring. I guess my question to you now is, what does it mean to now hold a championship that bears the name of the man who, let's just say, for the sake of this conversation, attempted to embarrass you?
Look, I'm just glad I can make Jake the Snake relevant again. I mean, it seems like all the old heads are coming after the frat daddy, wanting, a little piece of viral sensation and become relevant. But to have this man on this title, it's quite disgusting. And it's going to be referred from now on by me as just the Legacy Championship. No more
Oh,
Jake the Snake Legacy Championship, just straight Legacy Championship. Because after I'm done with this belt, let's be honest, Bryce Cannon's going to submit his legacy. He's going to submit a Southern Honor legacy. And I mean, one that professional wrestling will be proud of as in a whole. So, as far as a name of this title, call it what you want. But to me, it's just the Legacy Championship.
so so you are in essence looking to remove the name that's on this title? I mean, I know we were supposed to have breaking news, but this is shocking actually.
You asked a question and I answered honestly.
Fair enough. Fair enough. Well, there is a question that I have had, and it really was big ever since you returned, and that is, where's the rest of Exotic Youth?
Look, they're handling other business right now.
Mm,
I mean, Pepper Bottom, I mean, that man is out there becoming a legend in the world of baseball.
mm,
Zach Mosley is in the Coastal Empire making a huge name for himself. Those men are
mm.
busy. I had to come to Southern Honor to save Southern Honor. So in Canton, Georgia, Bryce Cannon's the biggest thing. So we are, making our mark across Georgia as we always have, just on separate accounts. Will they show up at Southern Honor again? The world may never know, and always look over your shoulder. But, I can't spill the beans on everything, GB. Come on.
Fair enough. Well, I'm. Let me look around here. I don't want any trouble
There you
because
go.
I'm going
You're
to say
learning. I like
something
it.
that might be slightly troublesome. Um, I already know my cohorts wouldn't say this, but I'd say this in front of them. Um, you're actually the breakout star of Exotic Youth. And I'm just wondering, is this the time that you're going to take now to become the solo star, the breakout star? Are you, in essence, the Shawn Michaels of this group?
Look, there was no true leader in Exotic Youth. We were all working as a whole, whether, people wanted to say that Pepper Bottom was a third wheel or he was
Hmm.
just there following our footsteps. No, Peps gave more to our group, you know, uh, as an equal part. So all three of us had our own role and we knew how to play that. So I don't think there's a Marty Jannetty. I don't think there's a Shawn Michaels out of Exotic Youth. But to go back to your question about a singles run, like absolutely. My goal right now is to surpass the momentum that I had before I got hurt. And I feel
Hmm.
like honestly, I've already done that. I mean, I've main evented everywhere since I've been back. I've had viral moments already before I've come back. I've made earth shattering. I've had world title matches already
Yeah.
from
Yeah.
coming back. So doing what I do best right now is in singles competition, and that is where my main focus is. So to answer your question, singles competition is where the frat daddy is going to stay for the time being. When the time
Mm,
is right, Exotic Youth may be in the cards.
maybe. So we're now. So this is interesting. So tell me this. Since it looks like we're obviously in this space of a Bryce Cannon solo run, you are now the Jake the Snake, or let me not get in trouble. You are now the legacy champion. Is
Thank
that
you. Thank
okay?
you.
So now, as the legacy champion, what is this version of what's different about this version of Bryce Cannon versus the Bryce Cannon we've previously seen as part of Exotic Youth?
An injury will do something to a man. I had to sit back for a year
Mm,
watching guys and girls across Georgia, across the Southeast, attempt, keyword there, attempt to take my opportunities. And the moment I got cleared, I had a ring set up at a wedding venue. And the next week I was in there training in 30-degree weather.
Wow.
And that's a fact. I've got videos. I was training my tail off to get back because I knew that the world of professional wrestling needed Bryce Cannon. And I believe that. I knew that I had to come back and prove like what I was doing was not a fluke. Where I was at in my career was a lot of hard work, whether people believed it or not. It wasn't opportunities handed to me. They were opportunities earned by hard work. And so coming back after watching people fail and watching people try to take my spot, I had to do the only thing I could. I wasn't coming back to be a mid-carder. I wasn't coming back to be at the bottom of the totem pole. No, I had to come back and take my own opportunities and make them as well, which is why exactly I came in, targeted Kyle Matthews. He's got gold. Who in this sport doesn't want gold around their waist? So why would I come in and attack some random? Why would I come in and attack somebody who's, trying to get there when I can go and attack the guy who's there? Kyle Matthews should have known he had a target on his back. Yeah, there was a lot going on in the situation, but I can't help that. I came to the action building that night with a plan. And unfortunately for Kyle Matthews, there was a lot going on, but he was the center of that plan, and he was right where I needed him. I made the statement I had. And then come Southern Honor 74, the plan all came together and the opportunity paid off. So a lot of people can learn from that. Create your own opportunities, because when you have control of that, it's yours to win.
Wow.
Or it's yours to lose.
This is very interesting to me, because now I'm wondering, I mean, obviously the injury was not part of the plan, but during your time away, was part of the goal to launch a singles run while you were away? Were you kind of thinking and plotting for your way to do that? And was part of that perhaps saying, okay, I need to step away from Exotic Youth? Or were you thinking, hey, when I come back, Exotic Youth, we're coming after the tag titles. We're going to run over Georgia and everywhere else?
It wasn't necessarily like I was planning or harping on doing a singles run, because at that point I was just eager to get back in the ring. However, I knew in order to continue what I had started before I got hurt, I needed to step away and kind of fill my own shoes. I didn't need to be in a tag match where there's another guy blocking, my spotlight, for instance. I needed to show and prove, hey, I am back. I'm better than ever. I'm in the best shape of my life, and I'm here to make an impact wherever I go. I have tagged with Zach since being back, and we haven't missed a step. But it's one of those things where I don't want people making excuses when we're at the top of the game and saying, oh, well, Bryce is only using tag matches because he's hurt, so he's going to stay on the outside and then just pick up a victory. No, I want to show these people that I'm willing to get down and dirty. I've already wrestled Matt Hardy. I've wrestled QT Marshall. I've wrestled Effie. I've gone toe-to-toe with the best there is in this business already since being back. I don't have anything to prove to anybody, but I'm going to continue to prove to myself exactly why I am the best in this state.
Fair enough. So seeing that you've got gold to prove it, you've got a resume that's being launched and it's being added to daily and weekly, why don't you like Diana and Brandon?
GB, we were doing so
Yeah,
good.
I think the people want to know. I mean, literally, the people woke up one day and there
Who
was
cares about the people? They don't pay my check.
Well, I thought I'd ask. Maybe I didn't understand, because I don't.
Why don't I like him? Well, let's start. Okay, the woman, the girl that y'all associate with, can't even say the moniker correctly. I think this was the first time on a Southern Honor taping that she's actually said my moniker correctly, which is the frat daddy, not the frat boy. So she can get that
That's true.
straight.
Wow. Okay.
And then Brandon, I mean, come on, GB, you know you don't even like that guy.
Oh no! Don't say that.
I
Don't
see it in your
don't
eyes.
do that.
I see it in your eyes.
Don't
I
do.
see it in your eyes.
No.
I
We're
see
not
it in your
doing
eyes.
that. We're not doing
I
that.
see
He's
it.
been great. He's been fantastic.
Has been.
Wow.
Has been great. See, I'm getting it out of you. See, GB, this is what happens when you allow
Wow.
yourself to talk. Things start to come out, and I love it. I love it.
Are you-
GB, listen to me, GB. Listen, just like you said, I was the standout, the
Wow.
breakout star in Exotic Youth.
Wow.
I think that about you.
Oh, don't do that.
Think of what you
Don't.
could do, GB,
Oh,
if you
man.
just, but I'm not going to do that. I see you're in your feels now. It'll be okay. It'll be okay. But I do need one thing from you, GB.
What do you need?
The frat daddy needs to be in your show open. I mean, come on. You guys don't, you guys don't update that thing. I mean, Kyle Matthews is still in there as your champion, winning the belt. Exactly. Where's my shine?
I'll say this. I mean, obviously our producers have been doing work, and I think by the time the show aired last week, the footage hadn't gone up on IWTV yet. So
they can't get that.
They didn't. I don't know. I don't do that part. I literally just show up. And
I'll speak to them people then, because but I mean, come on. Back to your original question, GB, or we love that guy, love him to death. Then there's Diana and Brandon. I mean, all they do is just talk crap. Come on, let's be honest. You were the only sensible one in the group.
Wow.
Diana, I mean,
wow.
What's she good for? Singing the national anthem?
Oh, she does way more than that. She's 5-time announcer of the year. Great perspectives and opinions that she brings to the table. Wow.
Sympathy votes.
Wow. Okay.
Look, you've really ruffled my feathers here talking about these two. I mean, we were off to a great start, and quite frankly, it's already past my dinner time. So I'm gonna leave you to it. I hope the weather's nice there.
Well, wait, but before you go though, I didn't know you were going to be on. Obviously, this wasn't part of the plan, but do you have plans for SHW75?
Other than watching it from a beach house, no.
Well,
your boy is off.
Not quite. I got a text earlier today from the guy whose name is on that title. Jake
what
the
is
Snake.
This, Love Island? You got a text?
Yeah, hey, it's how it happens. He won't quite call me. I don't know if it's coming from a burner phone, but he said it was him. And he told me that you will have your first title defense at SHW75. And your first opponent will be the Duckman himself, Rob Killjoy. That's what you'll be doing July 11th.
Rob
Thoughts?
Killjoy.
Yeah, Rob Killjoy. Yeah.
The same guy that I beat in a triple threat in a qualifying match when this title was brought into Southern Honor.
Well, it's been a long time since then. I mean, he's legendary.
This is what I'm saying. This is why I'm changing the name of it. I've already beat the guy in a Southern Honor ring. Like, and this man states that's come on, Rob Killjoy. Let's give it to him. Phenomenal athlete.
Yeah.
Phenomenal performer. Done some great things here at Southern Honor, but let's be honest. Let me just go ahead and call myself the Snake Man. And if I recall, snakes eat ducks, right? So spoiler alert, I guess I'll cancel the reservation at the beach house and eat me some duck at Southern Honor 75.
Oh, wow.
With that being said, I'm going to have a couple libations and leave it to you, GB. DC out.
Now what? I don't know what the plan was for tonight, but I really wish these technical difficulties would stop.
GB, can you hear me?
You're finally back. Where have you been?
Can you see me? Can you hear me?
I can see you now. I can hear you now.
What is going on? I've been trying to connect for the last like half hour.
Well, I don't really know how to break this to you, and I don't know. There's not an easy way to tell you this. So, apparently, somehow, the podcast got hacked.
What?
And it got hacked by probably your least favorite person. I know we said we were never going to have them on, but
no.
Bryce Cannon.
No.
Bryce Cannon was just on the podcast.
GB, you've been known to pull some ribs on me before here.
No, I listen.
Are you
there
serious?
are certain places I would never go, and that's one. I don't know how he said he got an invite. I don't know who could have possibly invited him because
right.
I don't. Yeah, so I'm a bit floored right now. But
wait. Is that why Diana couldn't connect? Are you kidding me?
It could be. I mean, he clearly planned to be here, and none of us knew.
Give me a break.
So
you see what I'm talking about?
I did my best to hold it down for us, but I thought you were coming back. I thought Diana might be able to show up, but it was Bryce and I alone.
I'm so sorry for that, by the way.
Yeah. He said some very interesting things. I'm sure.
Well, I'm gonna have to go back and watch this. Yeah. I guess I don't know.
I'm sure the folks at Southern Honor are going to have a lot to say about this.
Well, while he was here, did you tell him that I said we had a breaking match announcement?
I did tell him that he's got a title match. He thought he was going to be watching the show from a beach house. And so I informed him, no, you've got a title match against Rob Killjoy.
What a moron. God.
He apparently had a few things to say, but that bothered him. So he said he'd have a libation or two, which, we try to keep it clean on here. And then he left. I don't even know how I don't know. Is it because he's now the champion, he gets access to all of these things? I don't understand this.
I'm going to have to call the Geek Squad at Best Buy or something and kind of upgrade our firewall or something because I don't know either. We had this situation, but 4 or 5 years ago? A couple
years ago, and I thought we secured things then, but apparently not.
Re-upgrade or something because that's ridiculous. Fans, apologies. If this even ends up airing, I don't know if anybody's even going to see this. I apologize.
I don't know.
I don't know.
I'll just tell you that guy, he likes to play mind games.
No kidding.
You'll see.
Amongst other dastardly things that he does. Well, I don't know where to go from here. I guess we just need to wrap up and kind of regroup, and then we'll be back next
and try
week.
to get our security right because
absolutely.
This is the second time in a couple of years, and that scares me now.
Unreal.
Diana's going to lose it if she ever gets in.
You know what? I was just about to say it's probably for the best that she wasn't here because she would be livid. I mean, I'm livid.
It's hard for her sometimes to keep her Southern accent down and B, not fully, because when she gets upset,
you can
it's
tell.
Never good. Oh yes. So
I think we should probably just wrap here. Before we go though, you talked about it last week. You mentioned it towards the end of the show, but again, just for all the fans out there, remember to keep Joey Lynch and his family in your thoughts and prayers as he's continuing to fight the good fight in the hospital. And we're hoping the best there, best outcome, of course. And so always thinking about him. But again, we've got SHW75 coming up July 11th. I'm sure you talked about that while you were talking to that no good lowdown piece of what.
I tried.
But so of course that's a big match. Killjoy, hopefully winning the title, the Jake the Snake Legacy title.
Well,
what's that?
He had something to say about that too.
I'm sure he had plenty to say about all kinds of stuff. And guess what? I don't care. So, anyways, Killjoy repping the Ugly Ducklings here with the big JTS Legacy title match coming up July 11th against, don't touch the tip, that guy. Of course, we've got the Sunny Days match.
Bryce Cannon. I have to say his name now.
Well, you did. I didn't. We've got Sunny Days and Gunnar Miller. The fans strap match. That's going to be amazing. The Lumberjack fans. What is it? Fans Lumberjack strap match, I think is the full title. And then, of course, we've got other match announcements still to come. And yeah, we'll hope to be back next week, fully intact with Diana, and hopefully our
new security walls.
Yeah, we'll talk to our
everything.
producers and get on that and get everything sorted out here. But again, apologies for that. But in the meantime, this has been.
Now let's give you people a closing that you can be proud of. This has been a phenomenal episode of the GBBC show. And let's be honest, this isn't your wrestling. This is the Frat Daddies wrestling.